Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me today. In this video we are going to be doing a flip through this journal. A lot has happened since I started doing this series. I have come to the journal and I have been journaling and I have been sharing all these journaling sessions with you guys except for the last one, which I have yet to edit and post on my channel. So this video is actually going to be coming out before that journaling section, but you're gonna see it here. One thing is I haven't been journaling as much as I've wanted to. I thought that I would come and journal at least once a week, and it hasn't been the case. I've not been able to do that, being that I don't necessarily have like a routine, or I'm not disciplined. That's what I wanted to actually say. I'm not disciplined in journaling. It's not part of my routine yet. So it's just something that I do to pass the time, and I do want it to be incorporated into my routine. So I'm gonna be working on that towards the next year. But for now, this is what I'm doing. You know, I'm just journaling when I have the time. So I think you guys, if you have been following the series, you already know that I made this book myself and that I do make journals, and I have an Etsy shop, so it would be, all of that will be listed on the description box and you guys can check out my Etsy shop. I have changed the closure ribbon for this journal so much, but I'm still looking for that one ribbon that is going to speak volumes to me and it's going to be like, okay, this is the ribbon for this journal. But for now I have this one. As you know, I also make my charms. It's all very on the summer theme because I made it during the summer, even though it's a journal for all year round. And it's probably going to be also used next year at the rate that I'm going, because I haven't even made a dent in this journal yet, and it's already very chunky, but it's not really filled completely. I'm gonna have to go ahead and rebound this journal again. I'm gonna have to cut here and make a bigger spine for it and just, you know, rebound it again because it's just too chunky and I don't feel comfortable with it being this way. So that's what's probably going to happen. Here, a little closer, it's the charms. For those of you who haven't been following this series and don't know this, I made this. It's some flowers inside a little bottle. I made this charm as well, and this one. I make all the charms. I added some ribbons to make it look like a tassel slash charm. I also added some buttons, and this one is like a seashell and a little shell here. Here we have this little envelope. I think it's so cute, it's adorable. A starfish, or just like a star. And then I have here the letter R. I don't know if you can't actually see that because I'm not. The letter R, that stands for Rocco, which is my son's name. It fits very nicely on my journal. On the outside of the journal, what I did, I just layered it up and I attached this, I think it's called sand coin, and I just attached it there. It was actually a charm, but I cut off the little loop on the top. I stamped that so I can put the years, the year that I started and the year that I ended this journal. And here I just did some sewing. The corners of the book, I actually painted that myself. It's just some little silly flower detail. It's not even, you know, professionally done. I did add book corners or book ends to the journal to protect it. It's made out of like a file folder envelope type. It's like those file folders that look like accordions, and so I made it out of that. And so yeah, a few things about this book. I already had to rebound this book before, and this, if I rebound it again, which I will, it's going to be my second time. So in the introductory video, I don't think it looked this way. It didn't have this. I'm not sure if I did the introductory video after I rebounded the book or before. So but I had another paper on the inside, but this is the one I put in now, which I love. This is Prima paper, and so I did that for both sides. I don't necessarily like adding pockets to my books. You know, I do that for other people if they want to, but I don't necessarily like adding pockets on the book cover. I like adding a lot of handmade paper to cover the spine on the gaps between the signatures and the gap over here. It's just something that I like to do. And I love this handmade paper, it's just beautiful. I also love adding doilies. So this is a doily. Not every paper and doily in this book, in this journal, has been coffee stained. I decided to not really coffee stain everything because I wanted to have a more diversity in my papers to actually make it look more junk journalish than just vintage. But on the first page, I do have a belly band pocket, and I have this huge tag in which I log every time I come to write in the book. So I actually just scribble there month, date, and mood. So I put in the date and then how I was feeling when I was journaling. And I did write an introductory note for the journal, which I read on the introduction of video of this book, so I'm not going to read it now. And I added this very cute charm on the side. Thinking that this is the first time that you see me or watch any of my videos or see this journal, I will say this again. I do have 5 signatures on this book, and each signature represents something. The first one represents my past, the second signature represents my present, the third signature is like freestyle, I can do whatever I want there. The fourth signature is my future, and the fifth signature is my appreciation section, or you know, like just to write when I feel thankful towards somebody or to God or whatever. It's just like a more sentimental kind of section in my book. So here is the first signature, of course, and I did draw this picture of myself. I had not been drawing for years, so I am kind of like rusty in that department. So I wanted to, the idea is that I drew this picture here, and at the very end of this book, or somewhere near the end, I will draw this picture again before I finish this book. So it will be like the last thing that I do in this book. And so I just want to compare how I started to how I finished, because this journal is for me to express myself. I haven't been doing that much in this journal, but I have been drawing outside of it. It doesn't matter if I do it here or if I do it outside, but it's just like this journal gets me in the mood to draw and to do things, express myself. That's the idea. So I did this portrait of me here, and then in this spread I talked a little bit about how I started journaling, how I started painting, how I started drawing. This right here is a picture of myself when I was small. I think I was 3 or 4. I'm not sure. And I was drawing. I was actually playing with watercolors, and over here I just wrote what I was doing and who's that in my life when I was little. Who was the person that influenced me the most to do art and to draw, and that was my father. So I did put a picture of my dad here, and I also made a pocket, and behind the pocket I have this drawing that I did when I was a little girl. So I did many drawings, but this is one of my favorites, and it's actually representing my country of birth. So you know, that's why I have it here. And in the back I did write what this journal was about. I've always been kind of unconsciously obsessed with houses, and so I always draw things that relate to houses. I did make this packet here, and I attached it after I bounded the book, and in here I have all kinds of swatches. Is that what you call it? I call it watercolor samples or ink samples. And so I have some ink samples here. I think these are from what's the name of that, Winsor and Newton. I did write it there. This one is from Jane Davenport. I got a few of her from hers. This one is from Prima, and I do have a few from Prima as well. This one is from a set of watercolor that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and these are different kinds of inks that I have from different vendors, and here as well. So all of these, you guys, has been recorded in episodes. So if you want to check out the episodes yourself, I will link below the playlist for this journal section. So these are the pages. This is the center page, and I haven't done anything else on my past, although there are so many things that I've been wanting to do, but I haven't had time, like I said, to sit down and do anything. This is another handmade paper. I love this. This is my present, and in my present I did actually journal a bit about my friend Jamie, who passed away this year, at the beginning of this year, and so I journal about her. She was also an artist, and I did some of her drawings. This one is a color drawing that she did with watercolor pencils. I did write in the back, so I made it into like a journaling card. This one is a drawing that she did with charcoal pencils of me, like she drew my high school graduation picture. In this section here, I added this a copy of, this is a photocopy of ink drawing that I did of Jamie. So that's Jamie. And here I just added a few things. This is a tag that I made of acetate. I call it laminating sheet. So I just took leftovers, and I made this little tag, and that's Jamie, and that's my friend Johan in high school, and this is me right here, and that's another friend. This is Jamie right here. I'm gonna get it closer. So that's me, and that's Jamie there. That's other friends. We're in the cafeteria of the school. I did write a few things. Here I also wrote a few things, mainly like my friendship with Jamie, how it developed throughout the years, and I did make a little section for all the things that Jamie loved, so I could remember. Here I made like a tiny album with pictures of Jamie. This is the picture that I used to draw this painting of her. So basically, yeah, that's it. Over here I added other pictures of Jamie in this packet. This one is kind of funny because we got hooked into, I forgot the name of this type of cartoons that Facebook, I think it was on Facebook. You could like make your own avatar, of yourself, and then you can make stories, like comic stories. And Jamie and I used to drive around together, and I was always the one driving because Jamie, although she did know how to drive, she was afraid to drive long distance, so I was always the one driving around, and we will get lost. So it was fun. It was always fun, and we would always laugh about that. So in the center of this signature, I did write one of my favorite songs that I've been listening to quite a lot, in the present years. So I had that there, and I haven't done anything else in this signature. So we'll quickly go to the other signature. I'm running out of time. Okay, so in this signature, this one is my freestyle, and in here I did journal about my thoughts on love and basically on romance. And so I wrote a few things that I really love from books, like this is a quote from Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. This one over here is the aria Nessun Dorma from the opera Turandot's. Over here I did journal about my thoughts on love. And over here I just added a few love letters and things that I've gotten from boyfriends and poems that I've gotten from other lovers in the past. And I think it all went, yeah, it's all of this right here. I did take quite a few pages to journal about that. So that's basically what it is in here. Some letters, some love letters, and some poems that I wrote, and some quotes from you know, love stories that I really like. So that's it for this signature. I did write here, I was making a list because I'm trying to get into starting to do doll houses for sale. And so I was making a list of all the tools that I'm gonna need permanently to work in the dollhouse, to build the dollhouse. And so I was making a list right here, but I haven't finished the list. And in the center page of this signature, I also wrote one of my favorite songs of all times. So that signature. I have 6 minutes left. Okay, in this signature in the future, I don't think I have done anything here. And mainly what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna write like what are my aspirations and my dreams and just my wishes for my future life. Anything that relates to that, it's gonna go in here. And in the last signature, I have come to write in this signature because I had a lot of, I had to deal with like an accident. I had a car accident last month, and I had to deal with a lot of stuff, and I had some people to come down and help me take care of my son and help me throughout the house, while I was having a hard time. And so I came here to write about them. One is my mother-in-law, and the other one was her friend and my father-in-law. So I did make, this was this packet here, and in this packet I did add a picture of my son and I when we took a boat trip with my mother-in-law and her friend, and I did write in the back about that specifically. I put here the envelope, part of the envelope of my mother-in-law's friend. She sent me a postcard to thank me for having her in my house, so that was cute. Put it there. This is another picture of my son during the same month of October and late September, and I think it was like all of September and early October. And over here I also journal. I journal some passages from the Bible that are like some prayers to say thanks. So I put that here. Over here I made a pocket, and I added this other picture of my son on the boat ride, and I did journal here. And in here I added the postcard that my mother-in-law's friend sent me, and in the back I added this tag with more journaling. So that's basically it. My batteries are gonna die any minute, so yeah, that's basically it for this journal. So I hope you guys enjoy the flip through, and I will be back here within 3 months from now. I hope to have more journal with me episodes then. So yeah, I hope you guys stay safe and journal lots and lots. Until then, bye bye.